Hey everyone, I am BJ Odukunle. I want to tell you a story, titled, The Garden We Trampled, that Eden bloomed with no shame. Two souls, bare, yet unbroken, naked, yet known, love, untouched by lust. Every flower, every breeze, every breath of the first man and woman bore the scent of purity. They were naked, but not ashamed. God was not against pleasure, but against perversion, the distortion of what he created to be sacred. And now, I tell you a story, not of Eden, but of a garden like it, in a young girl's heart. A garden God cherished, until it was trampled. Her name was Adise. In Igbo, that means daughter of a king. And she lived like one, radiant, wise, and full of dreams. She loved God from a young age, her Bible pages worn with prayer tears. Her purity wasn't pride, it was promise. She wore it not like armor, but like a crown. People mocked her. Virginity is old-fashioned, they'd say. But she'd smile softly and whisper, "So is the cross, but it still saves." Then came Chuka, tall, eloquent, God-talking. He knew scripture, knew her favorite psalms, even joined her for morning devotions. Adise, ever cautious, prayed, and heaven was silent. But silence is not always consent. It started with, "God understands." Then, we're going to marry anyway." Then, "It's just this once." But God had written something on her heart. The bed is undefiled, only when honored within marriage. Hebrews 13:4. She ignored the whisper. She let the garden gates swing open. That night, she didn't lose her virginity. She lost her peace. What followed was a slow burning, like a fire lit in the wrong season. Her dreams dimmed, her joy faded. She prayed, but her prayers hit the ceiling. The sin wasn't sex. It was disobedience. It was choosing passion over purity and self over spirit. Months passed. Chuka vanished. No ring, no altar, just absence. Adise sat in church one Sunday when the preacher said, "When Adam sinned, God didn't kill him. He came walking asking, 'Where are you?'" Tears flooded her cheeks. She heard the voice of God, not in wrath, but in sorrow. "Adise, where are you? The garden you were, where is it?" And like Eve, she wept and said, "I was naked and ashamed." Yet, that day, the cross met her again. She realized, God does not hate sex. He made it. But he hates when we separate his gift from his glory. Redemption is not about pretending it didn't happen. It's about building again with God. Adise confessed, truly, deeply, not just with her mouth, but with her soul. And slowly, the rain came. Restoration began. Her garden would bloom again, not in the same way, but with deeper roots. She began speaking to girls across Africa, telling them, purity is not about the body first. It is the heart's loyalty to God. She told them how grace is real, but obedience is still required. She said, "Don't trade eternity for a moment. God does not hate you, but he hates what wounds you." Years later, Adise stood in white, not because she was untouched, but because she was made new. The man who waited at the altar was not perfect, but he understood redemption. Together, they built their home on truth. And whenever a young girl asked her, "Why wait?" she would smile and say, "Because I remember the sound of a garden breaking, and I remember the joy when God replanted it with his own hands." God's standards are not restrictions, they are protections. Sex before marriage is Not just a mistake, it's a wound to a holy design. But no wound is too deep for the hands that shaped Eden. He still walks in gardens, looking for us.